Well, it's Testify Tuesday, and we're going to see how long this lasts before it dies. I went live last night, and then everything crashed. So I ended up coming back on and went live completely on TikTok. So I'll upload that probably tonight as well too, or tomorrow morning. But long story short, today I kind of tired and I fell and don't feel good. So we got a lot done today because we definitely had difficulties today. See, in the middle of every difficulty, there is a door most people never open. Every challenge you face right now is carrying a gift with your name on it. And most people freeze at the pressure. But the pressure is where your next level hides. See, when life challenges you, some people just give up and run away. Step back away from it. Go and hide. They run from the difficulty. Where I'm more or less one of those type of people that like to walk into it. Because that's where opportunity lives. Because see, you're not stuck in a position that that is not a good. You're not stuck in a position that's you're not stuck in a position. You're being sharpened. You're not losing. You're actually getting ready to be leveled up. So today with Testify Tuesday, we pull the breakthrough out of the battle. Because see, if you're done letting difficulty define who you are, where you're going, and what you're doing, then you're in the right spot. You need to drop Testify in a chat somewhere. Because well, that don't look good. Because, well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. The moment my life split in two, is when a difficulty that I was facing was carrying a gift at the same time. See, sometimes we can actually see the outcome on the other side of the difficulties. Sometimes we can look past the obstacles and see the goal, see the end result. And that's what we need to do, because obstacles are the scary things we see when we take our eyes off our goals. And what happens is we tend to focus too much on the obstacle than on getting past it. So I need you to try and hear me with your whole chest. In the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity, no matter what. I mean, take it for instance, you get a flat tire. Well, you got to see if you have a spare. You got to see if you have a jack. You got to see it, how strong you are when you go to try to uncrank those lug nuts that your dealership trying to crank them on there with the air gun. And it's not a maybe, and it's not a possibility. It's a guarantee. There is an opportunity there for you to learn something from that difficulty. From that life's challenge that gets thrown at you, there is always something to learn from it. But you know what? Only the bold will ever see it. Only the bold will ever stop worrying about the yuck yuck and look past it and look at the actual opportunities that are there. Because, see, most people stare at the wall, forgetting that there's a door in the wall. Most people stare at the wall, forgetting that there might be a window in the wall. Whereas champions, they look for the door. They look for the window. They look for the exit or the entrance, depending on the way you look at it. You know, I always joke around the idea that one of my favorite quotes was, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Time to find another room. And so therefore, if you're the smartest person in this room, I guess we got to find that door to move on to the next room where you're not the smartest person. Because what happens is pressure reveals the potential that you have. You don't really know how strong you are until strength is the only option you have left. And believe me, I'm feeling that right now. See, opportunity hides inside discomfort. It hides just on the other side of that difficulty. And sometimes it hides in the shadows so you can't even see it. Making sure that you can try and actually get through that difficulty before you can actually see it. Because, see, opportunity wants to make sure that you're ready for it. And the only way to be ready for an opportunity is to go through the challenges. See, I was listening to a podcast earlier today talking about how if somebody was just to give you $1,000,000, you're going to be poor in a week anyways. Because you didn't learn how to appreciate the money. And so you got the money and you just instantly threw it. You didn't learn how to appreciate it. You didn't learn how to use it. You didn't learn how to be the person with $1,000,000. So you've got the $10 mentality, but you've got the $1,000,000. And when I say $10 mentality, meaning that you got $10 in your pocket, you got to hurry up and spend it. Now, I don't know how many people out there, if they have $10 in a pocket, they've got to spend it. They got to find something to spend it on. You know, they got to spend every last dime. And I know a lot of people like that. Because, see, I want to say, life hit me hardest. I don't know if it was after the first divorce when I ended up filing bankruptcy when I was getting rid of my security company, or after the house fire when I lost everything. Both times I pretty much felt like I lost everything. I didn't realize it at that time, but life was training me for a moment like now. See, at that time, life was training me, and I didn't realize it, on how to appreciate money. Because I was one of those people that had to hurry up and spend every last dime. Because that way I have it, and well, I don't need it. And if I have it, I'm going to waste it. So I might as well pay bills with it and pay off all my bills, and then, that's it. That's what I did back then. I paid off all my bills. Except that I was very stupid about it because of the fact I focused entirely on paying off I focused entirely on paying off all the bills, but I didn't save myself money for the regular bills. So I ended up getting behind on those. And so when those came through, I had to take care of them, which put me behind on the other bills. And so it ended up being a massive bad seesaw effect, which put me into bankruptcy. Didn't help that I had a wife that loved gambling, but we won't talk about that. Whereas the other moment was when my house fire went through. And I watched everything of mine burn. Everything of mine, everything of my mother's, everything I've accumulated since, as far as I'm concerned, I was young. Burned to ashes. Star Wars collections, Star Trek collections, castle collections. Those Lennox collection thingies, handcrafted castles. I had like 12 of them. Each Castles of the World type collection. Each one worth at least $300-400 a piece. Gone. Burnt and destroyed by the fire. And it's like life hit me at that point, and I'm more focused on what I lost than I was about what was training me. See, I don't know if you've ever met somebody who's lost their job or their relationship or their stability and ended up coming back sharper, wiser, or even unstoppable. Because that's what difficulty does. That's what life does to you. When you tend to try and suffer through life's challenges, life's storms, life's difficulties, you tend to learn how to survive. You tend to learn how to become unstoppable. You tend to learn that it's all nice and fine and dandy to be nice, but sometimes you can't be nice. Sometimes you have to be sharp and say no. Sometimes you have to tell people no. Sometimes you have to try and stand up for your own sanity. Because, see, you don't grow muscle without resistance. All right, when you go to the gym and you bench press the weights, you don't just grab the lightest weights out there and just go and expect to try and develop muscles. No, you grab something heavy and then you try and lift them. Because then after about 10 reps, the back of your arms are going to start feeling it. They're going to start hurting. And you do it a second time, another 10 reps, and then the inside of your arms start hurting. And you do it a third time, and now both parts are actually hurting. They start burning. Because, see, that's what happens is you don't grow muscle without the resistance. Hey, Alicia. And the same thing goes with life. You don't grow without the challenges. If life was boring all the time, yeah, we'd be probably stuck in a matrix. Some people, would love to argue it. Some people actually trying to. I saw a meme earlier today that people are saying that we're kind of stuck in between the Matrix, the Terminator, and Idiocracy, and that we're right in the middle of all three of them together. And you know what? I will admit that I laughed out loud looking at that because that is almost true. I mean, I don't like talking politics, but you know what? In the Idiocracy, they had WWE, a whole bunch of, fighting things at the White House. And I don't want to say anything bad about what, the present regime did, but That's a move right out of idiocy, in my opinion. You know, and the whole thing with the Matrix going on right now with and AI and China with putting AI and exterminating robots over there. Yeah, we are this close to killing ourselves. I hate saying it like that. We need more positive help here. We need to grow ourselves and realign our presence, realign our values, realign our interaction with ourselves and other people. Instead of just giving it all away to AI and robots and idiots. I hate saying it like that, but because see, you don't grow character without difficulty. And I will, and Les Brown says it best that you don't go around saying, "Oh man, I've had a horrible day." No, you've had a character building day. Because difficulties help build character and how you handle the difficulties, how you overcome those challenges, how you withstand. Yeah. Wow, huh? Wow. How you withstand the challenges of the day, how you own that day, and how you win to overcome it that day. One of the coolest things, what? Really? One of the coolest quotes I've always liked is a man is a success if he wakes up in the morning and goes to bed at night, and in between, he has accomplished everything that he has wanted to do in that day. You know, and you know what? That's the way I look at it. And I guess I'm going to go to bed tonight with my cat on my stomach because, well, that's. I guess I'm going to continue this live until he gets off my stomach. There you go. I have one of those silent lives. I'm not going to talk until the cat gets off my stomach. So say a joke so the cat leaves. Right? Nah, I'm not like that. That's boring. I mean, I got to have something more, more, more interesting, more fascinating, more exciting, more transformational. Because you know what? I'd love it for somebody to drop one difficulty that you're facing right now in chat. Don't hide from it. Name it. Or send it to me in an instant message. Thanks, Gabs. Self-doubt. You know what? That's one thing that you and I share. I sometimes have a lot of self-doubt myself. I mean, I suffer from a lot of self-doubt myself. It's hard, you know. Even at 50 something years old, I suffer from self-doubt. But you know what? That's where affirmations come in play. That's where you manifest that self-doubt away. You try and tell yourself every day in the mirror, hey, I am X. I am an inspirational speaker. I am a transformational speaker. I am a positive role model for my family. I am consistent. I am disciplined. My voice ignites rooms. I transform wherever I go. You got to write down your I ams on what you want, who you want to be. Lack of hope. Okay, Sherry says lack of hope. And well, you know what? Once again, positive affirmations will help you with that. Start talking to yourself. We are our own best friends or our worst enemies based on self-talk. Because see, I don't know about you, but I've caught myself calling myself an idiot at times. And so when that happens, we have to catch ourselves and stop us right then and there and say, no, you're just being misunderstood. You don't know what's going on yet, so you're being very confused. You're not an idiot. You're a bright individual. Because see, the thing is, what the hell are you doing, cat? The thing is, all right, when difficulty shows up, you're going to block the camera all night or check it out, people. It's my cat's butt. Now you know what it's like to live with a cat if you don't have cats. When difficulty shows up, what do we do? Anybody? What? Oh, okay. All right. No, we can say we testify. We own it. We withstand it. Because when pressure rises, what do? We withstand it. We own it. And we win. We can actually say that we testify because it's Testify Tuesday. And oh, excuse me. And that's the thing is every difficulty in our life is disguised as an invitation to rise. We just got to look for it. We got to read it. Sometimes that invitation is in Spanish and we don't read Spanish. Or sometimes that invitation is in Portuguese and we don't read Portuguese. Sometimes that invitation is written backwards in a mirror. We have to look at it. We have to study it. We have to learn from it. We have to stay locked in on it. Because, you know what? Some of us think that we're being punished. Life's got a pretty sick goal. I mean, Depeche Mode sings a song out there, Blasphemous Rumors. I don't want to start any blasphemous rumors, but I think that God's got a sixth sense of humor, is one of the lines in there. And it's because of the fact that, in the words of the song, girl of 16, fell in love with everything, get hit, she ended up trying to kill herself. And thank the God that she didn't. And so therefore, she survived. Except that when she turned 18, she found new life in God and everything, and life was going great for her. And then she got hit by a car, ended up on life support, and died. And in the chorus, it goes about how he thinks that God's got a sixth sense of humor. Because here's a girl that wanted to die, that ended up living, found new life, wanted to live, and ends up dying. And so therefore, you have to kind of question, was she being punished? Or was she actually being positioned for something better? But she didn't take action on it. Or maybe she decided to not take action on it. You never know. But the point is, though, is that you're not being punished. You're being positioned for greatness. You're being positioned to start your season the right way. You're being positioned for your greatness to finally come to you. All you have to do is just step up and reach for it. Because, see, pressure doesn't break diamonds, it creates them. I'm going to repeat that again. Pressure does not break diamonds, it creates diamonds. And a diamond in the rough is really a pretty rock. It doesn't become valuable until they pluck it out of the ground and they take it over to a jeweler who cuts it and grinds it and polishes it and cuts it some more and grinds it some more until finally it becomes this beautiful rock. That's when the diamond becomes valuable. After all the cutting, after all the grinding, after all the polishing. See, you're a diamond in the rough. And life is just cutting you and grinding you and polishing you, getting you ready for your greatness, getting you ready for your next level, getting you ready for the ring that you're going to be stuck on. Because your difficulty is not the enemy. Your disbelief is. Let me repeat that again because I liked that. Your difficulty is not the enemy. Your disbelief is. See, remember what I said earlier about we are our own best friends or our worst enemies? Right there. Right there. The difficulty is not the enemy. Our own belief is. Our own disbelief is. Our ability to believe in ourselves. Because we've got our own preconceived judgments that, oh, I don't have a high school diploma, so I can't try and get a good job. I don't have a college degree, so I can't get a good job. I'm not good with math, so therefore I can't run my own business. I don't like looking at blood, so I can't be a doctor or a nurse. See, we put our own limits out there based on what we think. And like I said, we are our own friends or our own enemies. And that's where our own disbelief comes into play. I'm too old to start a new business. I'm too old to start a new job. I'm too old to do this. I'm too fat to climb ladders. Well, actually, I think I am too fat to climb ladders because I fell off one earlier today. My back hurts. But you know what? Didn't stop me. I still finished my job. Because you know what? Difficulty is not the enemy. My disbelief is. And if you're in a storm right now, congratulations. Something is being born. There's a door somewhere right there waiting for you to find it. You just have to reach out there and find the doorknob and turn it and step through. Maybe you have to reach through there and find the key to open it. Because you know what? One of the greatest talks out there, one of the greatest motivational speakers that I know right now personally, David Power Talk, he talks about using new keys, not using old keys on new doors. And you've got a whole bunch of new doors out there. You're going to have to find new keys for them. You can't use those old keys on new doors. Because tonight I'm talking to those people that feel like life has been swinging at them nonstop. The ones who've been carrying the weight, who smile in public but fight battles in private. Because truthfully, in the middle of every difficulty, I guarantee there's an opportunity waiting to be found. You just got to find the doorknob and open the door. You got to refuse to quit. You got to refuse to bow out of the pressure. What do you want, buddy? Because see, difficulty isn't random. It's a signal that your life is shifting. All right? Difficulty is a teacher. It teaches you something. Discipline, patience, resilience, clarity, boundaries, courage. All things. I've actually got courses for all of these things inside my school community. Courses that you could take on your own time and work with. In my school community, you could probably try and find other people like you that overcame similar challenges. Because not all of us had a house fire. Not all of us had to file bankruptcy. Not all of us had a wife that went gambling with our savings. But somebody out there might have had the same challenges that you have. And they're probably in my community. See, the community is a great place to try and talk to others. Privately, not in a public forum where everybody and your brother can see what's going on. Because see, difficulty teaches us something. Difficulty is a filter. It filters out the people who were only with you for the easy season. You know who those are. Those are the good time Charlies. So, I want you to take one action that moves you toward the opportunity inside your difficulty. And I want you to drop it in chat saying, I will. Because when difficulty shows up, what are we going to do? We will testify. When pressure rises, what are we going to do? We will testify. When the storm hits us, what are we going to do? We will testify. When life tries us, when life tries to break us, when life tries to knock us down, what are we going to do? We're going to testify. We're going to withstand. We're going to own. We're going to win. Because you know what? You've withstood more than people know. You've carried more than people seen. Now it's time. It's time to win in a way that nobody can ignore. It's time to step up and out of this room. Find those opportunities past those difficulties and make your next move your loudest one yet. I believe in you. You need to believe in you.